Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We take complex figures, histories, big documents, and we really boil them down for you.
Yeah, get to the core facts you need.
And today we're doing a really in-depth exploration of someone quite extraordinary. Somdet Phra Nang Chao Sirikit Phra Boromershoni Fampi Luang.
Or, as most people know her, Queen Mother Sirikit of Thailand, a figure who, really embodies a huge span of Thai history.
Absolutely. And this is quite a deep dive. We've got a serious stack of sources here.
We do. Official biographies, lots of political histories, detailed reports on the royal projects, even international news archives. It's quite comprehensive.
So our mission for you today is to get past the high ceremony and pull out the key knowledge, the really essential stuff about her, because she played so many roles, didn't she?
Oh, definitely. More than just royal consort, mother to the current king, of course, but also this acclaimed diplomat queen, a really pioneering conservationist.
And that title, Mother of the Land, so significant that her birthday, August 12th, is actually National Mother's Day in Thailand.
It really shows the depth of her influence, and I think the key thing, the hook for you to keep in mind as we talk, is that this wasn't just about fulfilling traditional duty.
Right. It went way beyond that.
Yeah. Her life story is about, well, strategic development. Loyalty, yes, but channeled into systems that genuinely changed things. Economic, environmental, cultural spheres. She built things designed to last, to help the rural population. That foresight is, I think, what defines her legacy.
Okay, let's get into it. We need to start at the beginning, right? The foundations. Her lineage, the world she entered, because she wasn't just anyone who married the king.
No, not at all. Her background was top-tier aristocracy, born August 12, 1932. That's 2475 in the Thai calendar.
And not technically born in the palace, but effectively royal blood.
Oh, very much so. Daughter of Prince Nakatra Mangala Kitiakara and Mam Luang Bua Kitiakara. The Kitiakara family descends directly from King Chulalongkorn Rama V.
Through her grandfather, Prince Kitiakara Voralaksana.
Exactly. So her family was already deeply embedded in the royal structure, in that circle of service and tradition.
Which must have prepared her in ways, even unconsciously.
Yeah.
And her name, Sirikit, that wasn't just a family choice, was it?
No, that's another sign of her standing from birth. The name means glory of Kitiakara, and it was actually given to her by King Prajatipak, Rama VII himself.
Wow. So singled out from infancy, really.
In a way, yes, a high honor. She grew up with family around her, 2 older brothers, Kalyanakit and Adokiri, and a younger sister, Busaba, a close family unit.
Now, there's this fascinating story, almost legendary, from when she was just a baby, the prophecy.
Ah, yes, the sources mention this. It's quite something. Apparently, when she was just an infant, a traveling Brahmin cowherd, sort of a holy man figure, saw her and just announced, out of the blue.
What did he say?
He predicted she would become the Maharani, the great queen.
And the family thought.
Well, the story goes her siblings just teased her about it, thought it was ridiculous, just some guy talking nonsense, especially given the political changes happening then.
Right, 1932 was a turbulent year.
Exactly. But 15 years later, the prophecy came true. Whether it's pure fact or folklore, it certainly adds a layer of destiny to her narrative, doesn't it?
It really does. But destiny aside, her upbringing was very much geared towards preparing her for a significant role, especially her education, which was shaped by that political turmoil and her father's diplomatic path.
Yes, 1932, the year she was born, was the year of the Siamese Revolution, the shift to constitutional monarchy. That backdrop, plus her father's career, meant her education wasn't just standard. It became very international.
She started in Thailand, though.
She did. Regini School first, then St. Francis Xavier Convent School in Bangkok, sort of up to 1946. But then World War II ends, and her father gets appointed ambassador to London.
And that changes everything for her education.
Completely. Suddenly, she's moving across Europe, London, then Denmark, then France, following his postings.
So not just traveling, but being educated in Europe. What did that involve?
It was quite curated, it seems. Not just language immersion, though she became fluent in English and French, which was vital later, but also deep dives into Western art, history, culture, getting a real sophisticated understanding.
And music was a big part of it, too.
A huge part. She was a very talented pianist. Actually, her plan was to enroll at the Conservatoire National de Musique in Paris, a very prestigious music school.
So this combination of arts, culture, languages, diplomacy exposure, it all built towards something.
Absolutely. You can see how this intensive international grounding laid the perfect foundation for her later role as the Diplomat Queen. She learned how to navigate different cultures, how to communicate effectively, how to present herself and Thai identity on a world stage. This wasn't accidental, it was preparation.
Which brings us perfectly to part 2, the meeting that changed her life and Thai history. Paris, 1948.
The scene is set. The young king Bhumibol Adulyadej is studying over in Switzerland, in Lausanne, but he's visiting Paris.
And Sirikit is there because her father is the ambassador. Protocol dictates they host him.
Exactly, and this leads to that famous, very human anecdote, the hate at first sight story.
It's great, isn't it? Tell us.
Well, she's a teenager, right? She and her family are all lined up, waiting to greet the king, but his car breaks down. He's hours late.
Oh, dear.
And she later said, quite humorously, that she was just standing there, practicing her curtsy over and over, getting hungrier and hungrier. So her first feeling when he finally arrived was basically annoyance. Hate at first sight, she joked.
And the king noticed.
Apparently so. He later remembered seeing this young woman with a distinct, frowning face waiting for him.
Huh. Not the most auspicious start, but things changed quickly.
Very quickly. Despite the grumpy first impression, he was immediately struck by her charm, her natural grace. And it wasn't entirely by chance they met either.
Ooh.
His mother, the princess mother Srinagarindra, had actually specifically told him he should make a point of meeting the ambassador's daughter while he was in Paris.
Ah, a little bit of matchmaking, perhaps?
Maybe a gentle nudge. But the sources say, after that first meeting, he called his mother right away and told her, "I have seen her, and she is very lovely." So the connection was instant.
And then something happened that really accelerated things, a serious event.
Yes, the car accident. October 1948, just outside Lausanne, it was a major crash.
The king was badly injured.
Very badly. He suffered significant injuries, including damage to his eye, which affected his vision permanently. And this moment of crisis really solidified their bond.
How so?
When he was recovering, apparently the very first people he asked for were his mother and Sirikit, Mom Rajawang's Sirikit.
He specifically asked for her.
Even more pointedly, the story goes, he had this photo of her, just a small picture he carried in his shirt pocket. He gave that photo to his mother and asked her to call Sirikit to bring her to him.
That's incredibly telling.
It speaks volumes, doesn't it, about how quickly she had become central to his thoughts. So she and her sister started visiting him regularly while he recovered.
And his mother saw the connection developing.
Clearly. The princess mother then suggested, or requested, that Sirikit move to a boarding school nearby in Lausanne, Riant-et-Rive, just so she could be closer, visit more easily, continue supporting him during his long convalescence.
So their relationship was really forged not in state dinners, but during this time of vulnerability and care.
Exactly. It built a foundation of genuine affection and mutual support, tested very early on, which makes the engagement, which followed relatively soon after, feel very natural.
July 1949 in Lausanne. A simple ceremony, wasn't it?
Very simple, but the ring was deeply significant.
Tell us about the ring.
He chose the exact same ring his own father, Prince Mahidol, had given to his mother, the princess mother, for their engagement.
Wow. That's a powerful statement.
Incredibly powerful, especially at that time. Remember, the monarchy had faced instability. The king's elder brother had passed away under tragic circumstances. Using that specific ring was a clear symbol. It signaled continuity, stability, the promise of restoring a strong, loving royal family.
A message for the whole nation, really.
Absolutely.
The wedding then happened fairly quickly, April 28, 1950, back in Bangkok.
Yes, at Srapatham Palace. And significantly, it was just 1 week before the king's coronation. The timing was important.
And there was a legal aspect to this wedding that was quite new for the monarchy.
Yes, this is a crucial point the sources highlight. It was the first time a Chakri king formally registered his marriage under Thai civil law.
Why was that significant?
It sort of anchored the royal marriage within the modern legal framework of the country, reinforcing the idea of the monarchy operating within the constitutional system, even while maintaining its traditional status.
And she became queen immediately.
Queen Sirikit on that day. And then formally proclaimed Somdet Phra Nongchao Sirikit Phra Bor Merchini, Her Majesty Queen Sirikit during the coronation ceremonies on May 5th, 1950.
Their union became this central image for the nation.
It really did, an emblem of duty, love, stability, and they quickly started their family, which became equally symbolic.
4 children in total.
Yes. They briefly went back to Switzerland for the king to finish his studies, and their first child, Princess Ubal Ratana, was born there in Lausanne in 1951.
Then they returned to Thailand permanently.
Correct. And then came Prince Vajiralongkorn, the current King Rama X, born in 1952, followed by Princess Sirikit in 1955 and Princess Chulaporn in 1957.
And that image of the royal family, young, active, devoted, that was powerful for Thailand at the time.
Immensely powerful. In the post-war years, dealing with Cold War pressures, political shifts, having this image of a stable, loving, diligent royal family provided a real anchor for national morale and unity.
This strong foundation that leads us into probably the most impactful phase of her public life. Part 3, her role as regent, and then this incredible architect of sustainable development. Let's start with 1956.
1956 is absolutely pivotal. It's the moment her capability is tested on the highest possible stage.
Because the king decided to become a monk temporarily.
Exactly. Following a deeply held Thai tradition, King Bhumibol decided to be ordained and enter the monkhood for a period of 15 days, from October 22nd to November 5th.
Which meant, constitutionally, someone had to rule in his place.
Precisely. The king couldn't exercise his royal powers while in the monkhood. So he needed to appoint a regent, Pho Samrat Ratchakan, then Phra Ong.
He chose the queen.
He chose Queen Sirikit. This wasn't just symbolic. She would hold the full constitutional authority of the monarch during that time. An immense responsibility.
How was that appointment received and formalized?
It was taken very seriously. She formally took the oath of office before the National Assembly, the House of Representatives, on September 20th, 1956. Think about the message this sent.
Placing immense trust in her.
Huge trust to her judgment, her administrative skills. And remember, the context globally, female heads of state or regents were extremely rare. This was a very visible affirmation of her capacity within the Thai political system.
And her performance during those 15 days obviously impressed the king.
It clearly did. The sources are unanimous on this. They speak of her diligence, her hard work, how effectively she managed state affairs during his absence.
Leading to a permanent elevation in her title.
Yes. As a direct result of her successful regency, on his birthday, December 5th, 1956, the king bestowed upon her the title Somdit Phra Nang Shao Sirikit Phra Bormar Chinanat.
Which translates roughly as Queen Regent.
That's a good way to think of it. Phra Bormar Chinanat. It specifically acknowledged her proven ability to exercise sovereign power. It was a huge honor, elevating her status permanently.
And historically significant within the dynasty too, wasn't it?
Extremely. She was only the second queen in the entire Rattanakosin era, stretching back to 1782 to hold the title of regent. The first was Queen Savapafongzri during King Chulalongkorn's reign.
So this wasn't just a nice gesture. It had real constitutional weight.
Absolutely. It cemented her position not just as consort, but as a figure capable of leading the nation. And this enhanced status, this public recognition of her leadership, was arguably essential for what came next, her massive development projects.
Right. It gave her the platform, the authority to launch initiatives like Pillar 1, the Support Foundation, which is probably her most famous legacy.
Support is incredible. Officially, the Foundation for the Promotion of Supplementary Occupations and Related Techniques under the royal patronage of Her Majesty the Queen. Quite a mouthful.
Usually just called support.
Exactly.
Hey.
Formally set up in 1976. But the idea was revolutionary for the time. It wasn't just charity. The mission was to create real, sustainable, supplementary income for rural families.
By reviving traditional crafts.
Precisely. Conserving endangered Thai folk arts, weaving, basketry, silverwork, things like that, but doing it in a way that provided economic benefit, linking culture directly to livelihoods.
Where did the idea first spark?
It started small, actually. Back in 1965, she visited a village called Khao Tao and encouraged the local women to weave cotton fabric, helping them sell it for extra income.
Just a local initiative then.
But something bigger triggered the National Foundation. Yes, the big catalyst was a massive flood in Nakhon Phanom province in 1970, a real disaster area. She went to visit the affected villagers.
And she saw something.
She saw the women wearing their traditional mudmi silk skirts. Even amidst the devastation, the silk was beautiful, intricate, incredibly skillful work. And she had this realization
That this skill was an untapped resource.
Exactly, a valuable cultural asset that could also be an economic engine if managed correctly. They had the skill, but no market, no capital.
So how did she bridge that gap? How did she get it started, especially getting poor villagers to trust the idea?
This is where her personal commitment was crucial. She understood the risk factor for them, so initially she used her own personal funds. Quite substantial amounts.
To do what?
To buy everything they produced. Every piece of hand-woven silk, cotton, whatever crafts they made. Whether it was perfect quality or not, she bought it.
Guaranteeing them an income, removing the risk.
Totally removing the risk. Imagine the impact. Suddenly, their time spent weaving wasn't a gamble, it was guaranteed income. That built incredible loyalty and trust very quickly.
And from that personal investment, the formal foundation grew, creating this whole system. You called it a full ecosystem model.
Right.
How did that work?
It was brilliantly systematic. First, identify the skills, go out into the villages, see what traditional crafts were still alive, even if fading, weaving, pottery, wood carving, etc.
Okay, find the skills.
Second, training. Bring in master artisans, or sometimes bring the villagers to central training centers like the one at Chitralada Palace. Improve the quality, standardize techniques where needed, but preserve the traditional essence.
So upskilling. And the crucial third part.
The guaranteed market. This was the absolute core. The support foundation committed to purchasing the finished products from the artisans at a fair price.
So the weavers, the artisans, they knew they could sell whatever they made through the foundation.
Always. It eliminated market uncertainty, which is the killer for small producers. They didn't have to worry about finding buyers, haggling over prices. It created stable, predictable income.
And the scale of this.
It became huge. We're talking hundreds of thousands of families, mostly farmers, who suddenly had a reliable second income stream, independent of the uncertainties of agriculture, weather, crop prices, all that. It fundamentally changed the rural economy in many areas.
A truly remarkable achievement in social enterprise, way ahead of its time. Okay, let's move to Pillar 2, her environmental work, also quite innovative.
Yes, and deeply connected to the king's work. Remember her famous saying,
"The king is the water, I will be the forest. The forest that is loyal to the water."
Exactly. It shows their complementary vision. The king focused intensely on water management, irrigation, dams, reservoirs. The queen understood that none of that works long-term without healthy forests to regulate the water cycle.
Protecting the watersheds.
Protecting the watersheds, understanding that intricate link between people, forests, and water. This philosophy led directly to the Pa Rak Nam project.
Meaning forest loves water. When did this start?
It formally began around 1982. Initially in places like Ban Tham Thir in Sakon Nakhon province in the northeast.
And what was so revolutionary about her approach here, because conservation often means conflict with local populations, right?
That's the key difference. The standard model often was fortress conservation. Declare an area protected, fence it off, kick out the people living there or using its resources.
Which causes huge resentment and often doesn't work.
Right. Because it ignores why people are encroaching on forests. Her insight was that the root cause was poverty. People weren't cutting down trees because they were malicious. They were doing it to survive. For farmland, for charcoal, for income.
So instead of removing them,
she integrated them. Her strategy was, if poverty is the driver of deforestation, let's address the poverty within the conservation framework.
How did she do that?
By providing alternative livelihoods. Often bringing in the Silpa-Cheap craft projects from the Support Foundation, giving people a stable income so they didn't need to exploit the forest unsustainably.
And land.
And securing land tenure for them, often designating specific areas where they could practice sustainable agriculture rather than clearing new forest. It was about turning potential antagonists into partners.
Turning encroachers into protectors.
Precisely. By giving them a stake in the forest's health, by making conservation economically beneficial for them, she created local guardians. This community-based conservation model, focusing on livelihoods, became incredibly influential, recognized globally as a more sustainable approach.
Fascinating. Okay, Pillar 3, social welfare and public health. She seems to have seen health as fundamental.
Absolutely. Foundational for everything else. You saw this most clearly during the royal tours she undertook with the king. They traveled constantly to the most remote parts of the country.
And they didn't go alone.
No. The Royal Medical Unit always accompanied them. Doctors, dentists, nurses providing immediate, essential health care in villages that might not see a doctor otherwise for months or years.
Free medical care on the spot.
Yes, and crucially, it wasn't just about immediate treatment. What about serious cases?
Why them?
If someone was identified with a serious illness or needing complex surgery, someone who couldn't be treated locally, They were taken under the Queen's personal royal patronage,
Meaning?
meaning the palace arranged and paid for their transfer to major hospitals, often in Bangkok, and covered all their treatment costs. It was a vital safety net for critical cases in underserved areas.
Beyond the mobile clinics, she also invested in local capacity, right? The Village Doctor Project.
Yes, that was about building sustainable health resources within the communities. The idea was to select trusted, capable villagers and give them solid training in basic public health, hygiene promotion, first aid, treating common ailments.
So they become the first point of contact for health issues in their village.
Exactly. Decentralizing basic care, empowering locals. It was based on that core belief she often mentioned. A clear mind resides in a strong body. National development needs healthy people.
Finally, within this pillar, her strong support for the security forces. She held very high military ranks herself.
Field Marshal, Admiral of the Fleet, Air Chief Marshal, and Colonel Special Commander of the 21st Infantry Regiment, the Queen's Guard. These weren't just honorary titles. They reflected a deep, active commitment.
Especially towards troops in difficult areas.
Yes, particularly those serving on the borders facing insurgency or instability. She made numerous visits to the front lines, often in dangerous conditions, specifically to boost morale, to show personal support.
And she created a foundation specifically for them, too.
The Sai Jai Thai Foundation. Established in 1975, its specific mission was and is to care for soldiers, police, border patrol, civilian volunteers, anyone injured while defending the country.
What kind of care?
Holistic care, medical treatment, rehabilitation, financial support for them and their families, vocational training if they couldn't return to duty, ensuring they could live with dignity after their sacrifice. It showed a profound sense of responsibility for those protecting the nation.
So by the early 1960s, she's established these deep domestic roots, economic, social, environmental. But then comes part 4, where she takes her influence truly global, the Diplomat Queen.
And the key moment here is 1960, those huge state visits.
This wasn't just a holiday tour.
Oh, absolutely not. This was high-stakes diplomacy. A 7-month tour visiting the United States and then 14 countries across Europe right in the middle of the Cold War.
And Thailand's position was crucial.
Very crucial. Key ally for the West and Southeast Asia. These visits were about cementing those alliances, projecting Thailand as a stable, modernizing, reliable partner. It was geopolitically vital.
And her strategy for contributing to this was fashion.
It sounds perhaps superficial, but it was incredibly strategic. She understood that in that international arena, her appearance, her clothes, they were a form of nonverbal communication, a universal language.
Communicating what?
Thai identity, Thai elegance, Thai sophistication. She could convey messages about her nation's culture and status instantly, visually, before even saying a word. It was brilliant fashion diplomacy.
And the masterstroke is how she did it, the collaboration she set up.
This is where her domestic work and her international role merged perfectly. She decided she needed a world-class wardrobe for this tour. She chose to work with Pierre Balmain.
A top Parisian couturier, huge name in fashion then.
Exactly. Synonymous with elegance, post-war chic. But here's the crucial instruction she gave him.
What was it?
All the gowns, all the outfits Balmain designed for her for that entire 7-month tour had to be made using Thai silk.
Thai silk, sourced from the support villagers.
Directly sourced from the weavers and artisans she was starting to support through her initiatives. So this massive diplomatic tour also became a global showcase, a high-fashion advertisement for a key Thai product made by rural Thai people.
That's incredibly clever. But how did Balmain handle that? Thai silk is quite different from European fabrics he'd be used to.
It is. It often has more body, more stiffness, unique textures, vibrant natural dyes. This wasn't like working with French Lyon silk. But Balmain was apparently very adaptable.
What was his approach?
He tended to use quite classic, elegant Western silhouettes, tailored suits, fit-in bodices, full skirts, but he let the inherent beauty, the patterns, the unique luster and texture of the Thai silk be the star. It was a fusion, Western structure, Thai soul.
And how was it received internationally? The press, the public?
It caused a sensation. People were captivated. This blend of Parisian chic with this stunning, somewhat exotic fabric was completely new. She looked incredible. She was on magazine covers everywhere.
Lauded for her style.
Immensely. It wasn't just, oh, the Queen looks nice. It was genuine fashion acclaim, which led directly to her being named to the International Best Dressed List Hall of Fame in 1965. A major recognition in that world.
And this international triumph had a lasting impact back home too, didn't it? On Thai national dress.
Yes, absolutely. The global success and interest sparked a formal research project in Thailand to study and codify traditional formal wear for women.
leading to the Cheptai Racha Neom.
Exactly. The 8 official styles of royal Thai dress for women. These carefully researched and beautifully designed outfits, drawing on historical references but standardized, became and still are the formal national attire for Thai women for important state occasions, weddings, ceremonies, a direct legacy of that 1960 tour.
Her international recognition didn't stop there, though. It continued for decades, specifically for her development work.
Oh, yes. The awards and honors really reflect the breadth of her impact. You see things like the World Wildlife Fund recognizing her conservation work in 1985.
UNESCO, too.
Yes, the UNESCO Borobudur Gold Medal in 1991, specifically for her work in conserving traditional handicrafts and linking it to development that's support again.
And recognition for empowering women.
The UNIFEM Award for Excellence in Thai Women Development in 1992. A direct acknowledgement of how the Support Foundation in particular provided economic opportunities primarily for rural women.
And academic honors followed as well.
Many. Numerous honorary doctorates from major Thai universities, Chulalongkorn, Thammasat, Kasetsart, Mahidol, across an incredible range of fields.
Not just one area.
No. Political science, social work, agriculture, forestry, education, even medicine. It shows the Thai academic world saw her impact as truly holistic, touching every aspect of national development.
And internationally, too.
Yes, significant honorary doctorates from universities abroad. Centro Escolar in the Philippines back in '63, Tufts University in the U.S. in '79, Johns Hopkins, also U.S. in '95, mostly in humanities or related fields. It confirmed her standing as a global figure in humanitarian work and development thinking.
Plus, many high-state honors from other countries across the decades.
Dozens. From the Netherlands, Belgium, Japan, Austria, Malaysia, Spain, acknowledging her role as queen consort and diplomat.
Okay, let's move to the final chapter, part 5. Her transition to Queen Mother and her ultimate legacy. After King Bhumibol passed away in 2016, her role shifted.
Inevitably. With her son becoming King Vajiralongkorn, Rama X, her status changed to that of the monarch's mother.
And this was formally recognized during his coronation.
Yes. On May 5, 2019, during the coronation ceremonies, King Rama X bestowed upon her the highest possible honorific title, Somdet fra Nangchao Sirikit fra Bermuratoni Fampiluang.
Which means the Queen Mother.
Essentially, yes, the Queen Mother. It's the ultimate formal recognition of her lifetime of service to the crown and the nation.
Now, the sources note her public appearances became less frequent after around 2012 due to health issues.
That's correct. She gradually stepped back from the very demanding schedule of public duties she had maintained for decades.
But her place in the hearts of the Thai people remained undiminished.
Absolutely. Even out of the daily public eye, her presence, her image, her legacy remained incredibly powerful. She is still revered as that spiritual heart, the mother of the land.
And the clearest evidence of that is her birthday.
August 12th. Still celebrated every year with enormous public participation as National Mother's Day. That enduring celebration speaks volumes about the deep, abiding affection and respect the nation holds for her.
The sources then provide the factual endpoint to this long life of service.
Yes, the official records state she passed away peacefully at Chulalongkorn Hospital on October 24th, 2568 in the Thai calendar, which is 2025, at the age of 93, marking the end of a truly remarkable era.
So if we try to synthesize everything, her entire contribution, especially that partnership with King Bhumibol, what's the core legacy?
I think it's about establishing this deep foundation for sustainable human development. It was a very modern, very forward-thinking approach to monarchy in the 20th and 21st centuries.
Merging culture and economics.
Seamlessly, using the dignity of traditional crafts, the beauty of Thai silk, not just as museum pieces, but as engines for real economic empowerment for the poorest communities. That's incredibly powerful.
And the water and forest partnership with the king.
It's the perfect metaphor for their joint reign, isn't it? Mutually supportive, ensuring that development, the water, was sustained by protecting and nurturing the environment and the culture, the forest. It created a model for balanced, long-term national well-being that aimed to rise above short-term politics.
So recapping that incredible legacy, the economic engine of the Support Foundation, that groundbreaking people live with the forest conservation model, and her masterful use of fashion as cultural diplomacy on the world stage.
Exactly. Which leads us to our final thought, something for you, the listener, to really ponder. We talked about support, how she created that whole ecosystem training, guaranteed purchase, eliminating risk for the artisans.
And then immediately plugged it into global high fashion with Balmain.
Right. Think about that direct pipeline. From a village loomed straight to a Parisian runway almost. Now, consider how many modern, ethical fashion brands, fair trade organizations, social enterprises today, they still struggle enormously to create that kind of stable, integrated system.
Where the value genuinely flows back to the producers without massive leakage or market risk.
Precisely. They grapple with supply chain complexities, market access, branding, things she seemed to master back in the 1970s, using her unique position, yes, but with incredible strategic vision.
So the question is,
What can we learn from her approach? That centralized, almost royal decree model of linking hyper-local cultural production directly to global branding and ensuring the economic benefits flowed back to those rural communities. How did she embed national identity into global commerce so effectively, and what lessons might that hold, even now, for creating truly sustainable and equitable economic systems? It's quite something to think about.
her ability to connect those dots is truly the masterstroke, an incredible deep dive into a life of extraordinary service. Thank you for joining us for this exploration of the life and legacy of Queen Mother Sirikit.